It's Professor Chacon here. We're going to talk about chapter 26, Misplaced and Dangling Modifiers. And you might be like, what is that? I don't know what that is. I've heard about it before, but if you put one in front of me, if you dangled one in front of me, I wouldn't know. However, when I start going through the examples, I think it's going to click and you're going to understand. You're going to say, oh my gosh, I know exactly what she's talking about. We don't want to leave anything dangling, anything hanging like little SpongeBob there. So let's get into it. So first, we have to understand modifiers. Modifiers are words or phrases that give more information about what is happening in the sentence. And their purpose is to add clarity and specificity to our writing. We love information. We love specifics. We love those descriptive words and everything. It just has to be done in the right way so that it makes sense. So we're going to focus on misplaced modifiers and dangling modifiers. And that's, of course, as we go through this, so that whatever you're writing, the intention comes through true. So misplaced modifiers, what is the problem? So a modifier is correct, incorrectly positioned, leading to ambiguity or humor in some cases. So my example here is walking down the street, a tree fell on John. So because this is the modifier right here, walking down the street, it's going to modify the thing right next to it, which is the tree. So it sounds like the tree is walking down the street. Okay, first of all, this is a terrible sentence, and we hope this doesn't ever happen. But that's not what happened in the sentence, right? A tree fell on John. John was walking down the street, and then a tree fell on him. So then to correct that without losing any of the information, we would say, while John was walking down the street, comma, a tree fell on him. And we wish him all the best and we hope he's well. So the key rule is to place the modifiers as close as possible to the word that they're modifying. Misplaced modifiers can change the entire meaning of a sentence. And we'll be like, okay, why is this tree walking down the street? Are we in some kind of weird fairy tale? What's happening here, right? Well, that's not what's happening. We want to make sure we get the information straight. Dangling modifiers are the ones that have like a missing link. They're not really clear on what they're trying to modify. So the example here is after finishing the assignment, the TV was turned on. So look, again, this is the modifier, right? This is my information and it modifies the word right next to it. So it's modifying TV. So are we saying the TV finished the assignment? No, we're probably saying I turned on the TV or something like. Plus the sentence, the passive voice here is not the best choice. Active voice is always better. So to correct it, we would say after finishing the assignment, I turned on the TV. So we correctly modified the word I, and we also changed it to active voice. Okay. So let's do some more practice. Misplaced here. The teacher explained the concept to the students that was confusing. So here we have the confusing. That's my extra information, but it's saying the students are confusing. But that's not true. It's the concept that is confusing. So to correct it, you would say the teacher explained the confusing concept to the students. So see, put that extra information as close as possible to the word it is modifying. A dangling one is, while walking the dog, the moon shone brightly. Okay, so here you're basically saying that the moon is walking the dog. Well, again, we're probably not writing some weird fairy tale. So let's fix it and put it next to the word it should be modifying. While I was walking the dog, comma, the moon shone brightly. There we go. Makes sense. What about this one? Covered in syrup, comma, John enjoyed the pancakes. Now, this is a bit of a weird one, right? We are saying that who or what is covered in syrup here? John. We're saying John is covered in syrup. And then he enjoyed the pancakes. That's probably not the case, right? What is covered in syrup? The pancakes. So how would you fix that sentence? Think about it for a second. Okay, so you could say, John enjoyed the pancakes that were covered in syrup, something like that, to where it modifies the actual word cakes. All right, and that's it for chapter 26. I will see you on the next one.